Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talks. In this video I'm going to go through my match day 3 side. Cautiously I'm going to call it a wild card. I've wildcarded in match day 2, so by the end of match day 2 I'm going to put my side together ready for match day 3. So it feels like all together it's a bit of a wild card. We're going to go through my team selection, my captain choices. This is my first draft, so there's still games going on and some amendments will take place before the deadline is passed. But if you enjoy these sort of videos, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, let's take a look. So just a couple of housekeeping points then before I go through my side. We've still got some games to play in match day 2, so I do want to evaluate some of these games and see what the situation is going into the final round of matches. Some teams would have qualified. At the time of recording, France have already qualified. Might that affect some of their players and rotation for the last game? The same will go for other teams. Also, we haven't seen lots of Belgium play twice yet, so I'd like to see how they got on. But I am basing this team on what I've seen so far and what we know about the sides. So that will definitely change. This is just purely a draft. But remember, I've wildcarded in match day 2. So at the end of this match day, which is a very little turnaround, once that game kicks off, that final game on Monday night, I'm going to have between then and midnight to really fix my side up, make my transfers to set myself up for match day 3, and all my side's going to be set in place. So I haven't got long to evaluate all this, so that's why I'm putting this out early, because I just want to get a handle on who's going to be in my side and who am I thinking about. So with that in mind, let's have a look at the side. In goal, I'm going to go Sommer in goal. I don't want to spend a lot of money. I would have preferred, I think, to have gone up to someone like a Pickford. Happy to play him against Wales and even double up on that England defence. Serbia seems like a decent game for me. I've got a backup keeper as it is anyway, so we'll go through him later on. But Sommer gets the nod for 5 million. He seems to be probably the best fixture. Switzerland, I do think they're a decent side. So not an easy game, but good for save points as well. Someone's going to get the nod, and I've also got another keeper I'll look at. Luke Shaw, he's been in my side all the way through. Home to Wales, I could say home to Wales, but against Wales, I do think there's a decent chance we'll keep a clean sheet in that match. Obviously, yeah, being an English fan, I do want to put some England players in there just to make it more interesting. So I'm not going to make any excuses. Luke Shaw's played well this tournament. I want him in alongside him, and this side isn't in any particular order. This won't be the order that it will be on the final match day, so there's no priority. I'm going to go Mailer. I think Australia have been really good, but Mailer 4.5. Denmark are a good side as well. Important, a huge game for most sides going into game week, match day 3. Mailer, so attacking as we know from the Euros. He gets a nod at 4.5. I think he's absolutely good value for that money. Then alongside him, I got Raum. He got the, I think I'm saying that Raum. He got the penalty in the first game for Germany. Now, there could be a situation where Germany are already out by the time we go into match day 3. So I will have to evaluate whether he'll play or not. Even a point against Spain should be enough to get Germany in with enough interest in match day 3. 4.5 seems a decent way into that German defence. Going to be tough from against Spain. But their last game against Costa Rica, you know, I should expect something from Raum in that game and a good chance of a clean sheet against Costa Rica side that are just not impressed so far. And finally, Dumfries is in there as well, one of the most expensive defenders, but I just have to pick on that Qatar side. They just seem like a side that I want to target, probably the weakest side in the tournament. And Netherlands, Dumfries, so attacking, I've got to have him in for 6 million. He's got to be one of the players that is in my side, nailed on. Absolutely. Into midfield then, really hard picking midfield players. This is one of the hardest aspects. So many attacking midfield players are being put down as forward options. Just leaves us a little bit sparse in midfield. So I've gone fairly cheap across the board here. Klassen picked up some points in the last game with an assist. I think against Qatar, if he keeps his place, 6 million seems like a decent price to me. Playing quite far forward. Hopefully we'll pick up some returns as well. Saka retains his place, 8 million against Wales. Wales are just going to have to come and attack us. They can't afford a point. So hopefully that'll leave some space and open them up a little bit for the likes of Saka to go up there. Didn't impress against the USA, but I don't think many English players did. Very good against Iran, as we know. Then in midfield, I've gone Paqueta. Have to see when Brazil play again if he keeps his place. I suspect he will, and hopefully he should be all right. Not expecting huge amount of great things from him. But against Cameroon, I think Brazil should have the measure of them. 7 million, it looks like a cheap way into that Brazilian side. Up front then, this is where a lot of my money is going to be put. Gakpo, 7 million, just a great enabler. He just scored in both games. He looks brilliant. Qatar as well, high hopes. Captaincy option as well, potentially, 7 million. Then alongside him, I think, again, an absolute shooting. I've got to have Richarlison. 2 goals in his first game. Look really good. Up front, playing for Brazil. The fact that Neymar may miss the next 2 group games, is he now on penalties? Have to wait and see if they get one. But Richarlison, for me, 7.5 up front for Brazil against Cameroon in matchday 3. He's got to be. And then, I'm not even going to go through. It's a bit like playing FPL with having Haaland in your side. Mbappe has to play in that game. Whether they've won both games, I still expect Mbappe to get minutes. Maybe start to manage him towards the end of that game. Protect him a little bit. Don't know, but 11.5 against Tunisia. He's for me. I've got to bring him in. I could almost not afford to have him in my side. And a captaincy option as well. On the bench, I'm going for Rocher. They got Ghana, so if someone doesn't give me the points, I've got Rocher to come in 4 million. So I'm happy to spend 9 million in that, in the goalkeeper region. That's fine for me. I'm okay with that. I think the ceiling for goalkeepers in this tournament is not very high, so I'm happy to go Rocher. Sandro, I think Brazil's defence against Cameroon, I quite like the look of. Sandro is going to be playing now in that position for Brazil, so 5 million. I think it's a good way into that defence, which is pretty solid as well. So that makes up my 3 Brazilian players. And then KDB for 11 million against Croatia. Now, this KDB, and I've also put down Eden Hazard, 8 million. I think Hazard is possibly someone I prefer to have in instead of KDB. But we'll have to wait and see. They didn't impress in that first game, did win it. How are they going to get on in their second game? Tomorrow we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to just wait and see on those 2. It could be that I could switch to a Portuguese. I could go someone like Bruno Fernandes instead of De Bruyne. Upscale one of those other midfielders. Or I could go for someone like, I could upgrade maybe even a Gakpo to someone like a Memphis Depay. The other choice I've got is Sandro for Hernandez, Theo Hernandez. I just wonder, without another left back recognised, does that force them to play Theo Hernandez in the match day 3? Or does it make them more cautious about protecting that fullback position? So a little bit concerned about that. I have to wait and see if we get any news on that. But this is my side at the moment. I've got many more games to watch and view and make decisions to make. Some of these are more nailed than others. I think Luke Shaw, Klaassen, I'm pretty happy with. Dumfries, Round, maybe, yes. And then Mbappe's hard to leave out with Richarlison. But maybe just need to look at some of these other players. De Bruyne and Hazard. I've still got decisions to make. That's it for this one then. Let me know in the comments below, is there any players that you think I'm completely overlooking that I should be putting in to my match day 3 side? Remember, we'll come back at you with a finalised version of this before the deadline passes for match day 2. We've got to get this sorted out before then. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like it. And in the meantime, good luck with the rest of match day 2. And I shall speak to you soon.